This is the Paranologies Binoptic camera. And basically what it is, you have two cameras. And one camera, you can see the camera on the left sees in the full spectrum of this CCD chip, so that means it'll see an IR, UV, and visible spectrum. The camera on the right can only see in the visible spectrum of what we can see. Now, why is this helpful? Well, let's say that we have a very dusty area, or there's bugs flying around, or things like that. It's going to show up in the infrared camera like we all use, because these infrared lights are reflecting off that dust and it's coming back. Now, if this was truly something paranormal, it would show up on both cameras most likely, because it would emit its own light source. So I'm going to turn the lights off, and you'll see now we can only see in the infrared and ultraviolet spectrum. The camera on the right is blank, and that is because that's what we see with our eyes. Now I'm going to turn a flashlight on. Here's the flashlight. Now, as you can see, the flashlight is seen on both. So, if this was an actual paranormal orb, it would most likely have its own flight path, and it would be emitting its own light source. If it's dust or something reflecting back in the infrared, then most likely you only see it on one camera. Great for capturing shadows. You can see in the infrared, I've got the flashlight on too. In the infrared, you can barely see my shadow, and that's because the infrared is flooding out this room. Now watch when I turn the flashlight on. You can see the shadow on my arm. See how distinct the shadow is. So this is very useful in not only determining if it's dust, bug, or something maybe paranormal. It's also be useful in catching a shadow person or shadow anomaly, something like that. So it's going to be a great paranormal research tool to try to give your clients the best possible evidence there is. I'll turn on the light. This is what it looks like in both spectrums. And then, of course, this is just the IR on the left. And then the flashlight again. So if you have any questions, you can go to paranologies.com, and this will be available shortly.